Hi, everybody. It's NFL Week 1 of the preseason, and you got Craig and I, Indian Cowboy, breaking down all the games. If you haven't checked out our other videos, and you're just for some reason found the Saturday one, we have Thursday and Fridays up as well, and we'll have one for Sunday as well. So make sure you check out all the different videos. We have them broke down by day. Also, don't forget, if you haven't done so, make sure you check out the early bird passes over at DocSports.com. If you're a member, all you got to do is go down to the grid, or if you're not a member, go log in, go down to the grid, and get in on it. $7.49, all football plays, college football, NFL, both preseason, postseason, and regular season. And this price will go up come NFL Week 1, so make sure you get in on it. Also, don't forget about the premium here at YouTube. A little extra sprinkle of you get to sample for it. We have 3 levels. Level 1 is Lenny gives you 5 videos a week, different. Sometimes he does parlays, sometimes he does teasers. Lenny's crazy, so you want to get on that. Also, very important, you get early access to all these videos that we do, not just me and Indian Cowboy, but any of our Doc Sports experts. So that's included in that $4.99 price. Then you got level 2, $19.99. That's Indian Cowboy. You get 150 selections. That's 5 or 6 a day from our man here, Indian Cowboy. So make sure you check that out. And that will include level 1 as well. And then level 3 includes 1 and 2, plus you get 3 expert plays, 2, 3, or 4 units from our Doc Sports experts every day, $49.99 a month. Make sure you click the link in the description to sign up for whatever level you want. Okay, let's kick this off here. Saturday action. And we got an early one, right? Like, believe it's Houston and Minnesota we kick off here. No, there's an earlier one than that one. Oh, Giants and the Bills is the early game. And this is a 1 o'clock game. Giants favored by 1, total 38. Obviously, that tells me Josh Allen maybe isn't playing much. What do you like here, I see?
Yeah, I mean, the total sits at 38. I actually like the over in this game. I actually like the Giants, and I like the over here. When you have Russell Wilson, right, and Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart, you have quite a bit of, and you have Tommy DeVito who's still on this team too. You have quite a bit of players who really want to. I mean, I don't see Russell Wilson taking a lot of snaps in this game. I see Jameis, from what I've heard, Jameis and Jackson Dart will be taking the snaps. I think Russell will probably take the opening series, right? I think that's what they're going to do. And then Jameis will play a role, and then Jackson will play a role, and Tommy DeVito I don't think is expected to play. So what do you think you're going to get in a game with Jameis Winston and Jackson Dart?
Turnovers.
Either turnovers or touchdowns. Yeah. That's what's going to happen here. And Jameis is just there for the vibe, right? He's just there purely for the vibe. And obviously he can win you a game or two if you really need him to. And I think that'll be good for Russ to have a guy like that too. And of course you have the Buffalo Bills here. I think let me check something real fast. I think you have a Bills quarterback rotation that obviously you're not going to have Allen. I think they're going to be pushed to limit. They're going to have to be careful because they could get possibly blown out in this game too, believe it or not. Because I just think that, remember, the Giants took a lot of criticism lately, right? Let it be for Saquon Barkley, or let it be for how they handled their QB situation and whatnot. So I think they have something to prove here today. And then you also have Mitchell Trubisky right there too, who's supposed to be listed to take a decent number of snaps. And you also have Mike White getting a decent number of snaps too. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So I like 2 things here. I like the Giants, and I like the over. And if I had to choose something, I'd probably take the over, just because I don't know if Jameis and Jackson are going to throw touchdowns or interceptions. Moving on here, the Houston Texans hook up against the Minnesota Vikings here. The Vikings come in as a -1.5 point favorite, total on 38. Who do you like, Craig?
I think we're going to see a lot of second, third, fourth unit type guys. I mean, J.J. McCarthy coming off a knee injury last year, didn't even make to the preseason, right? I think he got injured in practice before the preseason. So you got to be careful. Obviously, he wouldn't be out there if he's not healthy. They feel healthy, but you take a weird hit on that knee and you go back down. This whole team, Sam Howell's the backup here. I don't like that a whole lot. And I just think Houston, they really feel like this is their division to win again this year, that they started strong, went slow. I think they're going to rest a lot of guys early in this one and maybe not even play several of the veterans, including Mixon's going to be out, I think, most of the preseason, if not the whole preseason. I like the under 38 in this one. I think this screams low scoring, ugly. I mean, run the ball, play defense, and let's get out of here without getting any injuries. That would be, I think, both teams happy with this one. Third game, we're looking at the Cowboys and the Chargers. We see the Cowboys favored by 2.5, total 33.5. This is a 7 o'clock start in LA. What do you like here, IC, in this one?
I like the Rams. I like the Rams because of Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett is a very underrated quarterback. And obviously, I follow the SEC and UGA football, and no one ever gave Stetson a lot of credit. He had an alcoholism problem. But the difference here is Josh McVay went to high school and coached in Georgia throughout. And then he went off to become this stud coach out on the West Coast. But he has a lot of Georgia connections. That's why he picked up Stetson Bennett. They were just like, look, he's got some alcohol issues, but he's actually a really good quarterback, and he could be really useful, and he's really smart. So I think he's going to have something to prove here against the Dallas Cowboys, who, of course, will start Joe Milton and Will Greer here. And both those guys are quite good. And notice the totals are sitting at 33.5. So it's a very low total as well. But I think Bennett has more to prove than anything else, given his alcohol issues and given when he wants to show people that he was overlooked in the draft, et cetera. I'm going to back the Rams plus the 2.5 here, and I'll give you a small lean on the under as well. So that brings us to we have several more Saturday games here. Moving on to the Steelers here as they hook up against the Jaguars. The Steelers coming as a 2.5-point dog with the Aaron Rodgers tenure for the Pittsburgh Steelers beginning as they hook up against the Jaguars, who are favored. No, you are not smoking ganja. The Jaguars are favored in this game. Who do you like, Craig?
Yeah, I think the Jaguars need this game. Like, I don't like, and when I say that in just a little bit, but I do think like momentum is a real thing. And when the Jaguars, the way they ended last year, you can't feel good about yourself. Trevor Lawrence, he's got to have a little bit of confidence issue. And I just think, even though Aaron Rodgers came out and said, yeah, I'm up to play in the preseason if you need me, I can't see at his age with his injury issue a couple years ago that you even risk running him out there. I'm not a Mason Rudolph guy. Will Howard from Ohio State, I don't think he's the answer. I think Nick Mullins is the backup here in the Jaguars. So I think if they go Mullins and them for the first half, I'm going to take Jaguars in the first half. I think that's the safest play. Jaguars -1, -1.5. I see it in both spots, but I think the Jaguars cover the first half. That's the safer play. You take out all the other plays after that. All right, the next game we're looking at is the Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward era starting off for tonight against the Bucs here in Tampa. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time start. Tennessee's 3.5-point favorite. 32.5 is the total. What do you like here for the Cam Ward era starting off tonight?
I'll bite on the Titans here. I'll bite on the Titans here. You have Brandon Allen, who's the backup for Cam Ward as well. So I think Cam Ward's going to play about 2 series. And then you have Brandon Allen, who'll step up here. And then Tim Boyle's not a bad quarterback either. I'm not as high on Tampa Bay's quarterbacks backups here. Obviously, Mayfield might he's dealing with a hand injury, so he might not play in the preseason opener. Kyle Trask is also sidelined due to injury as well, and Bridgewater is expected to play in the preseason game. So if you put that in perspective here, I feel like Tampa Bay is really light on the quarterback position. And you have Cam Ward and Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle, who might start late. All those guys have a lot of experience. And I think Tennessee really wants to show. And they have a coaching staff who really wants to come through, who didn't have a good quarterback situation last year. Now they finally just hauled everybody out. They got rid of everybody and then brought in an entire new quarterback core. And I think Tennessee has a little bit something to prove here. So I'm going to back the Titans here. I mean, why else would the Titans be favored over the Bucs on the road, sort of in a preseason game? So moving on to Kansas City versus Arizona. Kansas City comes in as a 1-point dog on a total of 38.5. Who do you like, Craig?
Well, after losing the Super Bowl, I mean, what a year last year. I mean, the Chiefs found ways to win games last year. I mean, sometimes it took, like other teams missing field goals, blocked field goals, misuse of, interceptions, penalties. I mean, some people say they get the benefit of the doubt. But, hey, they're doing it with different ways to win than they've done in years past. It was defense. The problem is the depth, as you know, these veteran teams get older. You have these extended runs into the playoffs. The last thing they need is more plays on their bodies. I don't think you're going to see very many Chiefs after maybe even at all, or they only threw 1 or 2 series. I like the situation here in Arizona. I don't know how much Kyler Murray will play, but I do like Brissett. We've seen him. He can win games for you. And also Clayton Tune. If you saw him out of Houston, I think he'll be a nice third string guy. I think he'll be better than this Chiefs, third and fourth string. So I like the Arizona Cardinals in this one -1. I think that one's probably going to be maybe a 2-unit play for me. So there you go. You get a little one that the customers are getting that pay the subscriptions. Saturday action, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I see here for the Jets and the Packers. Packers -2. I mean, I don't say the sky is falling, but the Packers fans that have been at practice say it's not been great for the offense. Don't know how much we'll see them the week 1, but in the preseason. But what do you like here?
I kind of tend to agree with them a little bit. But the problem is that the Jets quarterback situation is so bad. I mean, I'm not a fan of Justin Fields at all. I do like Tyrod Taylor a decent amount, and then you have Tanner McKee, who's a rookie as well. The Packers will, have Jordan Love, Malik Willis, and Taylor Eglersma as well, who's a Canadian rookie who could see some action here. And I think Eglersma is actually better than Malik Willis, to be honest with you. So, Fields will start 1 or 2 games, and then Tyrod Taylor will play the majority of the game, it seems. And then, but I'm not a huge fan of Malik Willis coming into this game, who's the one that's going to see most of the snaps. And Tyrod Taylor is a vet. Like, he's a tried and true vet, used to play for the Ravens. I'm going to take the Jets here. I'm going to take the Jets plus the points here. I think, and Justin might have something to prove here too. Obviously, he's named starter. But I'll take a flyer here on the Jets. I think Fields will have one good series, and then I think you're going to see Tyrod Taylor play exceptionally well. And I'm not a fan of I'm a fan of Jordan Love, but the backup situation for Green Bay, I'm not a fan of with Malik. I mean, there's a reason why Malik Willis moved on, right? So, going to back the Jets there. Moving on here, Denver as they hook up against San Francisco. The Broncos come in as a 6-point road favorite on a total of 35. Who do you like, Craig?
Well, the news is that we're not going to see much of the first unit for San Francisco, and there's a lot of aging veterans there. So I get that. And if you're not going to play the veterans around them, are you going to play the newly minted multimillionaire contract Purdy? I doubt it. But I do like the backup situation here. I love that they got Mac Jones here and Curtis Work, the OU guy that went to Indiana, had a great season. I think this kid could end up being a solid backup in the league and be a serviceable starter. I don't know if he can beat out Mac Jones, but I think you're going to see good play from both of these guys. And even if Work's got to play the whole second half, I like that. I think he has some talent. I like 49ers talent. They usually draft pretty well and get up good free agents. So I kind of think they're live underdogs to win this game outright, but I'll take the 6 points. I think it's a pretty big gift here. So that's the last game we have. Right now you get on the NFL preseason pass at just $7.49. Get you the NFL all the way from the preseason through the Super Bowl from any capper over at Doc Sports. And if you get in on now, you get to pick 2 bonus cappers for, I think, week 1 and 2. After you purchase, you send an email to service at Doc Sports, and they actually hook you up with 2 bonus cappers for week 1 and 2 just to make sure you have everything you need to know for week 1 and 2 of the football season. Good luck, and we'll see you again tomorrow.